Hey guys, today we're going to see some cunning fighters. Okay, they're outright cheaters who decided to do the old fake tap out, the Brazilian tap out, while they are about to be submitted, just so their opponents can release them just a little bit and they can get a second chance. Doing this move is really bad for the sport, and fighters might get hurt, thus we shining lights on these cheaters. Let's begin, but of course, make sure to give this video a like, no faking it, you better tap that shit. Fabricio Werdum is probably the best heavyweight jiu-jitsu fighter in the world, and he had Ferreira in a triangle choke during their fight in 2021, when suddenly Werdum released the hold just a little bit because he felt a tap on his shoulder. It was hard to see the tap out, but in slow motion you can see Ferreira touch his shoulder twice, which Werdum thought clearly was a tap out, so he released just enough that Ferreira was able to move just enough to breathe and started raining down the blows until he knocked him out.
Here's the end of the fight. Fabricio getting hammer-fisted from the top.
Ferreira was given the win that night, even though Werdum complained about the fake tap out. Later, the fighting commission overturned the result and declared it a no contest, as the tap was clearly visible. The most famous case is when Sonnen faced off against Silva in their first fight, and incredibly Sonnen was dominating Silva in their first 4 rounds. Silva was in the middle of his championship reign with 7 straight title defenses in 2010, but in this fight he was getting dominated on the ground, and the scorecards showed it, with Sonnen being up unanimously and even having some 10-8 rounds. In the 5th round, everything changed when Silva caught Sonnen in a triangle choke.
A record-setting with watch out, triangle! This is trouble! This is his legs across. That's a he's got it!
Sonnen tried to do the fake tap, but the referee was right on top of the action and got in there to stop the fight. There was some confusion on everybody's part since Sonnen continued fighting as soon as Silva released the hold, and the referee didn't make up his mind. Eventually Silva was given the win, and Sonnen almost beat one of the GOATs. At UFC 37, Bustamante faced off against Lindland, and in the very first round, Bustamante put Lindland in an armbar and he had it cranked, getting the old fake tap out.
It's straight!
It's over!
No. I mean, come on. Lindland was trying to be tricky at first, doing the whole flip around and tapping the side of the leg, but Bustamante didn't let go, and then it was an obvious tap that the referee saw and intervened. To Bustamante's dismay, the referee restarted the fight after Lindland said he didn't tap. In the 3rd round, Bustamante got Lindland in a guillotine, and this time he wasn't releasing it until the referee clearly said that he won.
Looks like it's trapped. Still working to go.
Lindland even touched Bustamante's back, kind of making it seem that he thought about going for a second fake tap, but Bustamante put in the squeeze and he was forced to really tap out this time. The fake tap outs were even present at UFC 1, when Ken Shamrock was fighting against the great Royce Gracie.
There's the tap. There's the tap.
This is the most clear one I have ever seen, and for the referee not to quickly stop the fight is completely ludicrous. He tapped 4 times at full power. Come on, dude. Eventually Gracie himself had to shame Shamrock into admitting that he did indeed tap out. It's crazy. The announcers were even counting the taps as he was doing it, and still the referee choked a bit. Caleb Austin was making his MMA debut when he decided to cheat into the old fake tap out, and the poor guy that had to suffer a loss because of it was James Ploss.
I'm assuming he'd be able to. Oh, my goodness!
This guy knew exactly what he was doing, tapping out on the other side where the referee can't see anything. So when Ploss released the hold, the referee was caught by surprise, so he didn't do anything. The fighters just looked at him so he can make a decision.
Clinch and let go of the submission.
Right now, he tapped, and now
the referee let the fight go on, but soon he heard the yells from the crowds saying that he tapped, but it was too late. Austin was able to take Ploss's back and eventually won by a TKO. Tim McKenzie was the unfortunate victim of another fake tap out, this time by Seth Bazinski, who was caught deep into an armbar.
Bazinski is in trouble. Can he get the wrist the right way? He's trying, but McKenzie just can't get the angle right on.
The armbar took a while to work, but eventually you can see Bazinski tap out 3 times on McKenzie's chest, right in front of the referee, who seems to be looking at the armbar. I don't know why Bazinski did it, considering that he was basically out of danger, but it was enough for McKenzie to completely let go, and Bazinski took full advantage.
Oh my God! Bazinski with big elbows from the top. Oh, he's out. He's out.
The referee even made him move like he was going to get in there and stop it, but once Bazinski started raining down the elbows, he let it go, and well, the cheater took home the win. Royval met up against Rogelio Bontarin early this year, and Royval was able to get a good armbar on Bontarin in the third round, where there was a clear tap out.
Power out of that.
Oh, it looks, he almost tapped.
He thought about it.
I think it's pretty obvious. The commentators thought it was kind of obvious, but the referee was nowhere to be seen. I don't know if this 100% led to Bontarin getting out of the hold, but it must have caused Royval to freeze just for a second and release the hold just enough for Bontarin to free himself. Luckily, Royval was still given the win by decision, but it should have been a submission win. Yusuf Raisov was completely dominating Carlos Da Costa when in the second round he got him in a rear naked choke, a deep choke that led Da Costa to fake tap out.
Well, right here for Yusuf. And he tapped.
Raisov, to his credit, immediately released the hold, but the referee refused to acknowledge it. But it's hard to blame him since it was only one tap. But Da Costa knew exactly what he was doing. Luckily, Raisov got him in the same hold, but this time he seemed to be doing it with more force and didn't release it until the referee took him off. Now we reached the point where fighters tried the fake tap out, but their opponents never fell for it, and they just kept on cranking the submission. And we start with Josh Barnett versus Sammy Schilt.
There it is.
Can he?
It was a quick touch by Schilt, but it was enough for the commentators to believe that he tapped. And that was it. But since the referee didn't do anything, Barnett kept putting on the pressure until he finally got the real tap out.
Again. He doesn't have his elbow. It's over.
It took a while, but that was a brutal armbar, and that elbow was already starting to go in the wrong direction. Current champ, but not champ, Charles Oliveira showed Kevin Lee all times of different submission attempts until he finally got him in a guillotine choke, where Lee clearly tapped out.
This is bad. Here, he's gonna. Oliveira forces the tap.
So the tap out is clearly visible, and he even did it on the side of the referee, which is where he might have messed up, because as soon as the referee gets in there and Oliveira releases the hold, Lee wants to keep fighting.
Oliveira, another submission. He extends the record.
Maybe he was actually close to passing out, so he completely forgot that he actually did tap out. Either way, he lost the fight and the rise of Oliveira continued. Do you guys think that this is cheating, or is it just part of the fight? And the referee needs to be the one to end the fight, and he has to see all this happening. I think it's cheating, since you're taught to release the hold when there's a tap, and abusing it can lead other fighters to get really hurt. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you next time.